Hello everybody, Defense here, and welcome to our live stream. Whenever this wants to finish loading. We're having some issues. 1.6 does not like going small. But yeah, we're over here in our little skeleton grinder. Because I was over here earlier AFKing, and honestly, if you sit here long enough, the skeletons pop out the side and kill you. That was very fun. But I'm going to finish bopping these guys off because I need a new shovel. So we need about 8 more levels, and then we can get ourselves a shovel so we can get on over to the project for the day. Project for the day being expanding the cliffs over at Tree Corral. Doing some decoration also in the same area. And just all in all, buttoning up a lot of just little things. Alright, we're just going to use the sword. Some of these guys have armor, so they don't really take damage when they drop. And we got to clear them out of the way. But yeah, this thing is pretty efficient. It's honestly kind of wild. We're just going to finish killing everybody, though, even though I've already got my 30 levels. I should just move my enchanter down here. But I just haven't yet. Ow, somebody's got thorns. That hurt. Right, that should have been the thorns guy. Well, a lot of these guys piled up. I just did this while I was setting up stream. So we'll have to see. Bonk. We're gonna turn that back down. As you can see, I'm very unprepared for streaming because I am just getting back into it. Yoink. Let's make sure we do our cleanup. Yeah, they're just gonna keep dropping now, but I just wanted to make sure I got a majority of them taken care of. I've started sorting everything out, but for now, we're just gonna put these guys back in here. Bonk and bonk. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take those bones. Bone meal is always needed. So let's head on up, and we'll head on over to Tree Corral and get started. Yeah, I pretty much haven't been back to the spiders in forever. They were annoying to deal with.
Mushroom biomes are used.
As you can probably tell, I was just watching YouTube Shorts before this as well. Alright, let's roll. Yoink. We're up top. Alright, good. Let's get some noms down. I was trying, well, I was really hoping to get a fortune pickaxe. I did get another work pick, but I just want fortune. Because, yeah, my shovel's almost toast. So let's pop this real quick. Bonk. 1 diamond. I should just jump into villagers. I just really want to get the corral done, and then we'll kind of move towards the other bits, you know? Bonk. Well, it's better than nothing. Give me 1 second. See, why don't any of those work now? I had all the buttons set up on my stream deck so that I could do this without having to minimize. I've had to do so many extra things because this does not like to be minimized at all in any way, shape, or form. It gets very angry when you do it, and it's just not happy. But doth be the corral. There we go. Bonk. Yeah, we already did a bit of an expansion in the prior episode, so we could get that up top there. So we're gonna get this done. Bonk and bonk. Good. Miscellaneous can go here. Alright, we gotta fix something real quick. Alright, there we go. I was trying to fix something, but it seems the program is just not working at all. So we're going to do it this way. We're going to have to do things the old-fashioned way and by hand. We're giving it a moment to catch itself back up here. There we go. Yeah, as I said, 1.6 does not like going back and forth between brain function between full screen and not. It does not very much enjoy it. It fights you every time you do it. And it's you know, just kind of something you deal with. I don't notice how delayed the stream is on YouTube versus in my face here. That's crazy. But yeah, we're going to start off expanding the cliffs. I want to kind of get them... That's the main job today, is getting the cliffs entirely... well, not entirely done, but very, very close to entirely done. We're going to take this tree down, because he's in the way. I've really been trying to keep the big bush trees, but sometimes you just got to let them go. Yoink. Did I miss? Yeah, I missed one right there. Bonk. And right there. Bonk, bonk. And bonk. Done. Alright, that'll start decay. Yeah, it's not terrible. Oh, I somehow missed all of that. It's okay. It's on the outside. We got it. But yeah, I want to get these wrapped around a good chunk of the way. So I think we're just going to keep this. Where'd we go? Okay, right here. Honestly, most of the time, I'm just going to keep it right here. But this one, we're going to come out a little. Excuse me, bushes. I must spread. Yoink. Yeah, the reason I needed the shovel is we're going to have to cut a bunch of this back as we're going. Because obviously cliffs I have going in. Just because it's a little bit easier to work with. That, and I'm actually going to bring this guy out, and then over, no, bad block, thank you, yoink. bonk, bonk, bonk. I've gotten so used to recording that my brain is not keeping up with the idea that I have to continue chatting. Yoink. Alright. Just trying to see if I like this. Yeah, I think that'll be a good poll. Let's hop over here, get some sleep real quick. Yeah. Yeah, I like having the bedrooms kind of spread out like this. It's nice to have multiple spots to sleep. Good things to get done. Bonk. Nope. A little bit further. And there we go. Yeah, so I was shot by skeleton earlier. That's when I died downstairs. I was kind of sad. There were a lot of skeletons, though. There were probably about 15, 20 outside of the chute. Not to mention all the ones that were inside the chute, shooting me in the face. Alright. Bonk. So this one is now going to bend back in pretty tight. Actually, I could just have this go all the way down. Nah, I'll just bend it in real tight. I think that works better. I'll bend it out here a little. Because honestly, I could probably... maybe. I don't know. I've got a couple ideas. We'll have to see how it goes. But pretty much once we get this outline in, it's just free form from there. All of these are going to have to come up a little. I could step it down, though. Nah, because I kind of like this height. We can kind of fill this through, take down a couple of these trees, or even just shorten them. We'll probably end up doing that, trimming some leafage off the bottom. Boo. Didn't catch it. Curious what decides that, you know? We're just gonna go... back. No. Because, like, that one, I don't know why I caught that one, but not the other one. Yoink. There we go. I'm gonna say I'm pretty happy with that. I just don't know. The only thing I can't decide is how far along I want to bring it. I might just bring this kind of just around at this height so we can have this separate from whatever we end up doing down here. And I think that could work. It's pretty high back here, though. You know, I think we will do that. And it's just going to look nicer. We're going to bring it around this, and then we'll figure out what we're doing over there later on. Because this was my boundary for chopping down the trees in that last stream. We just didn't go past there. It was just easier. We'll just cut it off here for the moment. Right there. Now we're going to get onto these one. Boom, boom. Honestly, we don't have to go too wild with this one. We just want to make sure that we still have some form of a ledge down here as we're walking through. Because obviously a bunch of this is... Oh, actually, this one needs to come out a bunch, doesn't it? Or am I crazy? Oh, yep. That's the hole I was looking for. Okay, we actually have plenty of space then. All right, let me get myself out of here then. Long walk back up. That is the only downside. I don't have any other entrances over here, and I kind of like it. I like the concept of this being one of the only entrances into Lone Tree Corral. We'll probably have one off the back now that we're doing that like secondary section back over there. But we'll have to see how it turns out. This is all a kind of influx project. I don't have a set run, you know? Like I do an area and I go, I can put this there. Like this thing, you know, the block destroyer outhouse. the poop house. It just kind of came into being because there was empty space. All right, I gotta fill this back in real quick. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Yeah, we'll probably end up trimming a bunch of that out. We'll figure it as we go. Right. Yeah, I'm going to get that whole section done, and then we'll see how I want to do this. Because this is obviously easy. I can just see the line I have to keep it to. This, on the other hand, it's going to need some work. See. Probably end up filling a bunch of this in with dirt again after, but we're gonna get some space back. Yoink, boink, a toink. Sweet. Done. Now we're just going to start stoning this. Actually, we got to dig all that out too. Go down, pick it all up in a mow. I am a consummate not block waster. I don't like blocks despawning, because it just means more I have to gather later when I'm going around looking for blocks. Don't get me wrong, I'll let the occasional one go, but in big projects like this, it's just a lot more work to just let it go. At least to me. I struggle to do it. Nope, that'll do fine. Bonk. Alright, we'll still definitely have to cut into a bunch of this, but I think this will be a good start. Yoink. But yeah, this is pretty much how my process goes. I kind of just freeform it, kind of make it fit. Oh yeah. I'm not breaking that because that's where the water is, and that will flood all my redstone. So we're just going to ignore that for now. I'll bring these down. Bonk, 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 bonk. This one does seem very cornery. I'll leave it. We'll come back. If it doesn't fit later, we'll fix it. Yoink. I should make a back door to the bedroom. Not that it'd ever be useful, but... Yoink. Yeah, once I get a tree design I kind of like, we'll go through and put a bunch of trees up in this area. Just small things, nothing wild. We'll to get them up, kind of have them going. Yoink. And bonk. I actually have to clean up my stream stuff. As I said, it's been a really long time since I streamed. Obviously, I did that stream recently, but even before that, it had been, I want to say, at least a year since my last stream before that. And I was very inconsistent before that for a long time. I really wasn't doing the whole content thing for a bit. But I finally had the chance to launch this idea. And I had the time to do it. So I thought, why not? Let's get her done. And I've really been enjoying it, if I'm honest. Alright. Ooh. I think it feels like we're just coming down too fast. But I kind of like it. Yeah, we'll keep it. I like it. As I said, this is, you know, our pass for now. Once we get farther than 1.6.4, you know, we might be able to add some other bits. But for the time being, it's really all we've got block-wise. Yoink. And I kind of like it. You know, the challenge. Yeah, we'll do that one. Oh, I don't have any torches. I was going to say, definitely going to need to put a torch in here, but I don't have any, so. We'll fill in what we can, and the rest we'll just kind of deal with as we go. Bonk, bonk, and bonk. I like it. Alright. Keeping on, keeping on. Bonk and bonk. Yeah, I think that does add a good amount of space on this, you know, this deck level here. Even up here, I can actually just cut this in a lot more. But I still think we'll have plenty of space moving. It'll get tight in here-ish, but I think it's just because I cut this in so much here. But I like it. Ooh, too much. Maybe I'll put some little entrances randomly throughout. That could be fun. As I said, I don't really know. This area down here may just end up get some grass, and then nothing? Who knows? As I said, everything here is in flux. I genuinely don't know what I'm doing with it most of the time. But I do have plans for when we are done with this area. And that I am very much looking forward to. And then I think once that little area is done, or we may do it beforehand. Pretty much once this area is done, we're probably going to rock on over to 1.7, whatever stable version they have there. And then we're going to mess around with that for a while. I forgot how used to all of the extra Minecraft bits I got. You know, how used to it all I got. Not having mending, not having modern enchanting is a little weird. Mending is more of just a large convenience and time saver. I have been doing okay without it. But I've actually been pretty bad about setting up my infrastructure. Which, honestly, I would have done back in 1.6 anyway. I was very bad at keeping up with that kind of stuff. I kind of just collected blocks and built stuff. Like I didn't do anything else back then. Oh. But it's just kind of how it goes, you know? 1.6 was a different animal. Let's get some of these chippity chopped out the way. And bonk bonk. To the bottom. But yeah, I've done a large amount of this off camera, as you guys have seen. But this is really just my process. The only difference is I usually have a book or YouTube going in the background. That's about it. It's really the only difference. I'm also not talking usually. If I got the book or YouTube on, you know, I usually just kind of go for it. Got a good little pool of people I enjoy watching. And it helps. Yoink. Bonk bonk. Especially this one guy I do watch that just does really just like 100% completions on games. And they're a blast to watch. So I end up watching them a lot. He actually just dropped a new video today, which I'm very much looking forward to watching later. I know nothing about the game in any way, shape, or form. But they're like hour-and-a-half long videos. So it's a good thing to listen to. Yoink. I should actually plug him. I'm forgetting his name now that I'm thinking about it. I want to say it's Seniac. I watch him as well, but I could be mistaking them. Nah, Zeniac does the other stuff. He does, what's he doing right? Transportation. No, I can't remember what it's called, but they're both great. I have to find them now. I apologize. Give me one sec. Bonk. I gotta bring up my phone. Subscriptions. Whoa. Floydson, that's who I was thinking of. And Seniac is doing Transport Fever 2. That's actually been a blast to watch. Not a game I think I'd ever play. Just because I don't... Well, honestly, I want to say I wouldn't play it. I've just never played it. But it does look fun. It's a good, like, time sink kind of game. From what I've seen so far. I'm definitely going to have to check out more. Yoink. But yeah, those two are honestly some of my go-tos for longer form content. Obviously, I gave a shout out a couple of weeks back for two of my YouTube peeps I watch, which are Zombie Liam and Gem. Hidden Gem, I think is their full name on the YouTubes. With that, obviously they're on a server, so I've been finding a bunch more people to watch through them, which has been a blast, so... It's honestly the best way to find it is find somebody you like, hope they're on a server, and then if they are, you can watch all the other people's. Yoink. Alright. I'm very happy with how this turned out. These up here feel very empty. I've got to do something up there, but I just can't figure out what. Yeah, this one's actually going to be deep. I wasn't thinking about that. Ah, it looks good, though. You know, I honestly cannot complain. I think it looks fine. Yeah, so many of my tools are so close to dead. They're so expensive to repair back in the day. As I said, I was talking to Sean, Seaniverse Gaming, and he was talking about how when he first played, at one point, you needed 50 levels to enchant something. And I was like, that is honestly wild. Like, I don't know if I'd ever enchant stuff if that was the cost, you know? A little too flat. There we go. Get some dirt in there. Yoink. Bonk. But yeah, those four creators I talked about, I definitely recommend checking them out. Floydson just does very long form fun content. Seniac does mid to long, depends on what game. Gem is a fantastic builder. They've honestly been outdoing themselves a ton lately. For as long as I've been watching them. They've always been a great builder. But they are honestly tearing it up right now, if I'm honest. Between the shorts builds and just they're doing a lot of nature stuff, which is pretty cool. Something I've always liked but always struggled with. They're doing like legitimate like creatures and stuff, which is really cool. And then Zombie Liam is a self-proclaimed derp, and it's hilarious. Honestly, you want funny content that is well worth a watch, and sometimes will make absolutely no sense to you. Well worth a watch. It's just fantastic. They have a really fun Discord community as well. So I've been chatting off and on in their Discord. They're good peoples. Yoink. As I said, 2 of them were linked in a post on my channel a little while back. And then the other 2 were just people on, you know, bigger names on YouTube. So I definitely recommend checking them out as well. Yoink. But that's my promo of the peoples. But yeah, this is all we'll be doing for content this week. I won't have any videos coming out this week. I have... Well, how much time do I have left? I have about an hour, actually, almost exactly the amount of time I have left here. I have about an hour 20 left, and then it is gone for the weekend kind of deal. We have, it's our anniversary this weekend, me and the other half. We're going to do some stuff. But I still wanted to squeeze in some stuff for you, so you guys have a little bit of something to hang on to and watch and have a good time with. Yoink. And by that, you get to watch me play, you know, rocks. Let's get some more. Bonk and bonk. I do like doing cliffs because you kind of just throw stuff at the wall. Especially where I'm kind of free-forming it like this. Back in the day, it was much easier like this because you kind of just used stone. I could throw in cobble or gravel, but I kind of like the look of the straight stone here. Later on, it does get much better, especially when we get slabs and stairs in the stone varieties. We get slabs and stairs along with the you know, the andesite. You know, all those kind of stuff there does make it a lot nicer block-wise. But just a big old gray blob was just very nice back in the day. Again, something I never did. Definitely something I'll have to check out in future. Yoink. Yeah, I think that's coming along well. Yeah, it does dip out a lot here. Actually, I want to see it from up top now that I've got a larger section done. It will open up a lot more space on here. Annoyingly so, because I was already talking about how there was just a big chunk of empty space over here where we were going to put that. The reason I didn't, this just goes to empty space. But, I don't know, maybe I'll put something over here. We'll figure out something. Maybe I'll put a little, like a wellspring, and we'll have a waterfall that goes off the side of this down into that. Or that, and we'll fill that in more. I don't know. Expansion and exploration. Decisions, decisions, decisions. We'll have to see how it all looks as we go. Bonk. Go. Getting close to the edge. Bring that one down one more. Bring that one down two. Bring that one back one. Keep that one out. Makes me feel like there's method to my madness when I feel like I'm actually planning it. Just glad I'm not building this over like a void or something. I definitely feel I've done that before in modded Minecraft, and one of the modded skyblock things. I've definitely done that before. And now that I'm thinking about it here, I'm really glad we're not doing that. Alright. Why not? Bonk, 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 bonk. Yeah, because it's going to be a weird corner. It's getting dark again. I should just bring a bed over here. Save me a little bit of run time. Yoink. Uh-oh, I hear a spider already. I wonder where it spawned, to be honest. It's a really quick spawn if it did spawn. Yoink, and done. I might actually have to go get dirt. I was kind of thinking all of the stuff that I dug out would be enough to honestly make it a bit farther, but does not look it. Ow. Let's do down here real quick. Because these ones are smaller, we can just fill them out real quick. We'll do it that way. I like it. I'm happy with it. And this one's just going to come straight down, because why not? Yeah, these ones here, I feel there's not as much variety, because they're just shorter. But I like it. They're a little quicker to build. Makes it feel like you're getting more done. I do not know what my dog is doing back there. I don't know if you can hear that. That's funny, though. She's snoring. Yoink, yoink. Put that one there, that one there, that one there. I'll go that, 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 that. That guy will need to change. Yeah. Better. Come in and know me better. One of my favorite movies. A Muppets A Christmas Carol. Fantastic movie. Solid cast. Great voice acting. In my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, Muppets movies. Yeah, I'm not going to bring them all the way down. I think I'm going to leave that. Because it kind of just runs in. I think it blends in well in the swamp like that. Letting it have a little bit more up like that. The occasional block. Actually, no, I don't like that one. Sections like this are fine. Maybe. See, oh, I allowed it over here too. I don't actually like it. Because, like, the reason I do the cliffs like this is so that mobs can't, like, hide in them, per se. I don't know. Now that I say that, that just doesn't sound right either. I just want it to be stone a good chunk of the way down. Down in this one, though, we're probably going to fill this one with water, so I'm just going to leave it. It's not going to make a difference. Because we'll probably add a bunch of stuff in. But for now, I say it gets the job done. Alright. That brings us around there. That means I can fill in that top section there. That was my issue I was running into, is I kept falling into holes. Hello, little sheepage. You having fun walking around? Good, buddy? Good. Yeah, it blew my mind that the amount of stuff I've forgotten about early Minecraft. Like, I was killing sheep, and I thought I was just very unlucky that I wasn't getting any mutton. And it wasn't until, like, probably my 10th sheep where I'm like, there's something up with this. And then I was like, oh, yeah. They didn't always drop mutton. I was also just watching an old video by another creator the other day, and you used to just hit sheep and they drop wool. And then I don't know if it was supposed to happen this way, but the sheep would then run off and then just disappear. That part was kind of weird. Hey, hey, how is it going? Can't sleep army. How we doing? Yoink. Welcome to the stream. We're just building ourselves some cliffs here. Oh, this one went really far back in. Well, we can fix that. Done. We're going to remove move that one, and we're gonna make this. Ooh, I literally just put the exact block back. Not what I wanted to do. Yoink, boink. Hey, bud. You can't go back up now. You're gonna run out of up space. I hope you're fine with that. Bonk and bonk. Yoink. But yeah, how you doing today? Are you enjoying your Saturday? I'm very much enjoying mine. Just building out some stuff here. We died earlier, just before stream, which made me kind of sad. But all in all, we're making progress. We're having a good time. So I can't complain too much. Yoink. Chippity chop. I'll send you back. Send you down. Send you down and back. Yoink. Hello. Are you inspecting, little sheep? Thank you. Today we are working on the cliffs outside of Lone Tree Corral. So we're working on the back side. So oh, that's supposed to be there. This is the back side of the barn. That's the little outhouse that we did in the most recent episode. And I'm just kind of expanding the cliffs to kind of work them more towards their termination point. I'm trying to just kind of finish up all of the little project bits in this area. Because once we do, I can move on to 1.7. Because the biggest adds in this were horses and carpets. And I've done both. In this version of Minecraft, I should say. As you see, we have some carpets in our decorative room here. Our little barn hand bedroom. I should build a couple other little houses in the area too. Maybe I'll put like a little workers barracks. Give them some nice space. Oh, you know what? I'll have to check out. There was a build that I really liked in one of my old Techtopia series. I should go and check that out, see if I can get that in. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing here. We started here on this section, so, you know, we've made it very far. Whereas over here, we started, I want to say, like, way over here. Yeah, because I remember that now. Yeah, we started about here, so. That's what an hour looks like. It's going to take me a long time to finish this up. We may, you know. But these are the only big ones. The rest of the areas are kind of small. So it's not a huge deal. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to put that. Let's open this back up a little. Yeah, that's really what we've been working on so far. Oh, that needs to be stone. And I've kind of just been trying to make everything fit and look nice. It's really been our goal. Bit randomized where I can. Honestly, a majority of it is randomized, but just kind of keeping it all together in a good way. Boink and boink. And boom. It's gonna chop off huge chunks. I'm running out of dirt. There we go. 1 stack more. This is one of those few times I wish I had an elytra. There's not many times where in older Minecraft so far here that I've been like, I wish I had an elytra. And it's really just to look at my projects. And that is it. It's the only reason I wish I had one right now. Because, like, we're not traveling far. You know, we're not doing anything crazy like that. But being able to view this easily from a little bit farther away would be very nice. You know, seeing the project as a whole from the sky, or even just from one point. I cannot wait to do the before and after on this. It's gonna be honestly really fun. I just came from watching a Ray Gloom creepypasta bedrock. Huh. I don't know. I have not seen that before. I actually don't think I watch anybody who's on... Well, I think Beef is technically doing a Bedrock thing right now. And I off and on watch him. But I haven't really seen much on Bedrock. I've been around with Java so long, it's just kind of what I do. Worth watching, though? Was it a good watch? Something worth checking out? Oh, we're getting back to the issue. Yeah. All right, word. I'll have to check it out. Oh, yeah. This was an area I was thinking about stepping it down. Huh. Now we'll probably end up flattening. I think I was deciding between them, and I think I want to put like a large wheat field off the back of this area here. So pretty much just this height in here, just wheat. And I say large, but for decorative reasons, you know, kind of a thing. Just get that filled in real quick. Because I'm going to have to get more dirt anyway, so I'm not really too worried about going back. And I've got a good supply of dirt. Like, dirt is not an issue for us because we've been doing so much of a project like this. And just as I said, what this area looked like at the start versus what it looks like now, we've collected a fair amount of dirt for this area. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go get more. We've actually already gone through, I want to say 6 stacks of stone just doing these bits we're working on right now. And probably more in dirt because I keep getting dirt and then using it and then getting more and using it, so. Alright, that's all our dirt. Let's go grab some more. Or should we do the trees first? No, we'll leave them. I do like having the trees. They're nice and splotches. So like this here ended up working out real well. They were at the right height. I didn't have to change anything. Some of the others we may end up having to adjust or remove. But we'll see. We shall see. Yoink. Let's see. Dirt. You. Miscellaneous. Food. I think I ate a bunch of my apples, and I probably shouldn't have. It'll get done, though. I watch both. Oh, cool. Yeah, nice. I'll have to check them out. I've actually never watched them before. Ray Gloom. I'll have to check them out here. Hold on, let me pull them up on my phone so I don't forget. Ray Gloom. Creepypasta. Don't watch at late night. Don't get scared. Oh, that sounds pretty kind of cool. Alright, I'm going to have to check them out. See if there's somebody I'll watch going faster. The lore of the three-eye Enderman. Alright, I'm definitely going to have to check them out. Thank you for sharing. Bonk. Where's it going? Back up. Wee. Yeah, let's get a couple of these chopped. We're going to have to get them out of the way. I was hoping to save some of them, but they are going to be way too low. Is that all the logs? Nope, there's one up here. And there's one over here. Whoop, I fell in the hole. Also, I forgot how much your haunches got used up back in the day. So even just swinging your sword down at my farm, I've almost died. Because I've run out of haunches. It's weird. There's just so many things that you forget about. Hell, I remember when I first started playing, I had a friend who told me that you lose more haunches in the desert than you do anywhere else. I have no idea if that's true. I never thought to test it back in the day. And honestly, I've never even tried to look it up. But it's a kind of funny thing to think. I think it's just more that you have more open space so you can sprint and jump. Well, that's my personal theory on it. Yoink. Alright, we got all that side done. Yeah, we'll keep that one because it's only going to change by 1. And I think that'll still be fine. I'll just trim some... Oh, actually, there's a bunch of birch leaves on here, so yeah, I'll be able to trim them off. And then I think that'll make this look a little bit nicer. Or a lot bit nicer, if I'm honest. This one was a rather ugly one. We'll let that one do its thing. Yoink. And then this one over here. Yeah, because we'll just change its height a little. It's night again? I feel like this day-night cycle is flying. That looks like everybody. Chippity chop. I should grow some more of these in specific spots. Because there was an old technique involving like blocks and torches to make the trees grow like that. I just can't remember if it was 3 blocks tall. I'll have to look into it. There's definitely somebody showing you. I want to say... Honestly, I can't remember who I saw it from. This was obviously 10 plus years ago. Or 10-ish years ago. I shouldn't say 10 plus. But 10-ish years ago. It definitely feels like... Yep, there we go. Missed a log. Yoink. Leaf decay. Alright, how we doing up here? Oh yeah. Didn't miss anything on this one. I may actually end up running out of dirt. I know I've still got, you know, probably around 30 stacks. But filling in large swaths like this do really affect it. Oh. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get more dirt. Damn. You never think of how many blocks a project actually uses. Oh. I'm just happy I got a good chunk of the cliffs done, to be honest. Makes me feel better. Shows a larger progression to finishing the area. Yoink. And that's really what we want. It's kind of the point of this stream. I honestly didn't expect the cliffs to take up as much time as they did. I thought I'd cruise through them. I guess me listening to stuff, you know. I don't know. I'm gonna go with, just because it's, you know, a build block survival. We have mine carts, which are kind of like cars, but they only stay on one road. I think it was just... Honestly, I don't know. I think there's some mods that have added stuff like that, but no idea. I don't think it fits the aesthetic, though. The more I think on it. Oh. I'm over here, you know, thinking this is you got me good on that one. I will take that. The roads are all blocked. I might have to use that at some point. Thank you. Oh. Alright, what do we got for time? Alright, I've still got about half an hour. Yoink. I actually really like that joke. And I think I want to keep this section done here, because that'll be a good boundary. Because as I said, I'm going to make a larger decorative wheat field in here. Let's grab ourselves a little bit more dirt. Here, tree, you can have an extra long leg. I'm just going to borrow the dirt from around you real quick. Still chuckling in my head about that. The roads are all blocked. I know I shouldn't think it's that funny, but I just wasn't expecting it. My brain took it as legitimate conversation, and you got me good. I'm very happy with that. Thank you. Oh, that's cool. I think it's gonna be another 4 or 5 stacks of dirt. Yeah. Is it a fun little mod to play with? Nice. How does it work vehicle-wise? Does it just kind of spawn in vehicles, or do you have to, like, just kind of craft things together with parts? It's wild that these are still not grown. I like my wheat field, though. I'm just gonna grab a bunch of dirt. Pretty much the last of my dirt. There we go. everything I can currently fit. I do really like the look of everything so far. Like it is genuinely coming along, and I'm very happy with it. You craft it with the different wools and the add-on. Nice. I'm trying to think the last modded Minecraft I did. I want to say it was Techtopia. It was either Techtopia or I went through and played like Farming Valley by myself at one point again. Which is Stardew Valley just in Minecraft. Which, by the way, is something I feel I don't promote enough on my channel. I do Stardew Valley content as well. I very much enjoy the game. We are playing Stardew Valley Expanded with probably about 10 or 12 additional add-on mods. A bunch for decoration, stuff like that. So if you are interested in a game like Stardew Valley, feel free to check it out. Series, it's should be one of the first series you'll see on the channel aside from the streams and the Back to My Roots Minecraft series. Those are kind of my two main things right now. I've been those. Sparkly wool, sparkly dyes, glow sheep. Oh, nice. Huh. I'll have to look into it. I don't know if I'll do modded anytime soon, but definitely sounds like a fun mod. Even if I just take just that mod and play around in the world, I think it could be fun. Recently discovered that there's silver wool and silver dye. Nice. What does that add to your vehicle, or is it just more of a color thing? I definitely did not grab enough dirt, even though I was like, yeah, this will be more than enough. Nope. I may not have grabbed enough dirt. More of a color thing? Alright, cool, cool. Yeah, that is a cool ad, though. You know, versus just the standard colorings. Mods add a lot. Like, it is really fun. So, like, same thing where I was just talking about Stardew Valley. You know, just some simple mods in that just add on a lot. The all wool add-on is on Bedrock. Ah, makes sense. That's still cool, though. Yoink. Yeah. Do you think we'll make it? Nah. I don't know. I should definitely check out some more stuff on Bedrock. As I said, I know there's, you know, a lot of parity, and I know that you guys have movable tile entities, whereas we don't. And then pistons work differently. I know there's a couple of different changes, but nothing too wild. But I've just been on Java the whole time, and I just, you know, I've already bought 3 copies of Java, and I've just had it forever. I'm just used to it, you know? I feel like I just skipped. No, alright, we're good. I just don't want any air blocks for different mobs to spawn in. That pig is going to cause me some problems, so. Oh, no, he decided to move. Thank you, Mr. Pig. Yeah, it's funny, like, this would never have caused us to lose haunches back in the day, but, well, the moving would have, but, or should I say modern, but every action seems to just take away haunches back in the day. Oh, thank you, sir. I was like, hold on. Alright, don't fall back in. If he falls back in, I'm done. I'm just gonna have to remove him. So there's actually a poll I put out on the channel. Same thing, like, oh, I want to say 10 days ago. Was asking, what mob in Minecraft do I not farm? And a couple people guessed right. It was like a question. It was a test, actually. It was like one of those quizzes that they have for the community posts. I've been doing a lot more community posts, so if you guys want to check them out, feel free to. But, yeah, I did that recently, and it's from a long while back. So I used to just farm all the mobs. It didn't matter to me. And one day, I was out trying to find something, and I couldn't find it, so I asked a pig for directions. And he kind of just, like, stared at me and then looked off in a direction. So I went off in that direction and found what I was looking for. So it started off this, like, stupid little thing of asking pigs for directions. And they'd always send me, you know, roughly in the right direction, and I'd either find the item I need, or I would find a pig, and I'd ask that pig for directions, and then that pig would point away, and I'd follow that. And usually within, like, 3 pigs, I'd find what I was looking for. So it's just like, you know, they help me out. I should help them out. So I don't farm pigs. You know, I farm, what's the boar in the nether there? That big guy. He gets farmed. He just attacks me, so I don't mind. He attacks on sight. I don't have to worry about him. But yeah. It's kind of funny to think of, you know, and I talked about it, and like some people the first couple of votes were like chickens, and I'm like, I literally have 2 chicken farms on the server just auto cooking chickens. I was like, well, I guess it happens. I actually just saw a really cool design for a chicken farm today while I was rolling through some YouTube shorts. And it should work in this version of Minecraft. It's definitely for, you know, the newer versions of Minecraft. But it doesn't use any blocks that aren't in the current version of Minecraft that I am playing. And I'm genuinely curious if it's going to work. And it's something I'm going to test. But you have the chickens spawn between a fence and a block, like when you hatch them, and then next to it is a cauldron full of lava. And when the chicken grows up, its hitbox touches the lava, setting it on fire, but then it moves away from the cauldron, removing it from the lava. So it does still end up dying, but you have no chance of loss. And I'm curious if it'll work back in this earlier version of Minecraft. Also, fence crafting is really weird. So hold on, I'm gonna do this real quick. So normally, in Minecraft, to do a fence, you know, you'd go, and you go bam, bam. And then you go like that. Oh, sorry, flip that. I do that every time. And that'd be how you think you do a fence. No, in 1.6, fences I like that. I like this way better. It is way cheaper. You know, because you got to think, it takes 6 sticks, which is, you know, 3 of, hold on. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Which is just, you know, less than 4 planks versus 4 planks and 2 sticks, which was, you know, 5 planks versus 3 planks. So it's just kind of funny. I noticed that the other day when I was trying to craft up a bunch of fences. Here, just, I actually don't need any of the items, so we'll just leave them. There we go. I went down there and filled up my inventory full of dirt again to use just one. I made a boss in a Minecraft world that is made out of bone blocks, and it's not living, but it's called Bull Snake and Bull Snake. That's cool. What's he charge you down? Run you out of town? Yeah, we'll be able to put a decent sized little wheat field up in here. Looking forward to it. Alright, let's get back to over here. Bonk. Alright, we'll get a little bit of rearrange. These cliffs are huge. We'll just do that, and then I'll do this. And then this guy will go here. And then here, 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 and here. Yeah, I just needed a break from this. So I started doing the our stuff back there. Yoink, yoink. Ooh. All right. The only sound of the bull snake is 2 horns sticking out of the ground, and then you get close and it jumps out. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Is he like the size of an iron golem? Is he the size, like, bigger than the golem? It's the easiest way I can think to describe size-wise. Oh, jeez. I can't place blocks. Yoink. Alright. Yeah, I got very distracted up there. I did not plan on filling any of that in. Oh, there's a word limit on here? I did not know that. I'll have to look and see if that's something I can shut off. I didn't know there was a word limit. That happens. You're all good, though. Huh. I am kind of annoyed that that's a thing. It just makes long form conversation a little harder. You got to do multiple tabs, but I'm actually very happy with this. I'm looking forward to the completion of our project. Ow. We got a short bit of time left where I can get some stuff done. So we've got, yeah, I've got 15 minutes more that I can stream, and then I gotta get going. I was supposed to start earlier, but somebody was supposed to come buy a door from me, and it took a little longer getting here than planned. Bonk. Yeah. Bonk. Yoink. But yeah, I'll have to check and see if that's a setting I can change, because it's kind of annoying to deal with. How are we supposed to have good conversations if people can't actually say full sentences and stuff? Yeah, we'll definitely need to add some more greenery in over here, because when you just kind of look at it, it is just a big gray wall. Let's go over here by backup cows. I like it. I think I might have a little, like, road for the horses that'll come around here and then we'll loop back up. That could be fun. Like a little walking trail. I'll have to play around with that. But after the bull snake jumps out of the ground, 2 trees come out of the ground too, and 1 tree is alive and 1 tree is dead, but the alive tree controls the dead tree. Oh, that's cool. And is that a mod that you have in there, or is that just Bedrock? Because, like, if I can create mobs in Bedrock, I might actually go and mess around with that. And if it's a mod, still might. Yoink. Ooh, I missed a block. So that's good to look at things from different angles. You can see the stuff you missed. Yeah, I think once I add the little, like, pond in here, this will look much better. And when the bull snake has the 2 trees, it can't move. But when it's at half health, the 2 trees go into the ground, and you can't kill the bull snake. Oh, cool. Oh, so you have to kill the snake. Oh, that's still cool, though. Exciting. Bonk. That's cool, though. I've never thought of designing mobs. Does sound like a good time, though. that and that and that and that and that and that and that. Bonk. Oop, nope, you're not supposed to go there. Get out of there. That guy. Ah, we'll do that too. Why not? Whoop, miss a spot. I'll change you out. Yeah, and then this whole bowl, probably, yeah, up to this level is going to be water. We'll end up doing that at some point. Hopefully we remember. Actually, here, let's do a quick bit of it right now. Yoink. Corner man, corner man. I need boots for water. Depth strider boots, but at half health, it can move and it can charge. So you need to get in front of a tree, and then the bull snake charges. Oh, so it'll hit. It sounds like it'll hit and get stuck. That's cool. Oh, hold on. Between the tree, and then you can attack it. When you kill it, it drops the bull snake collar. Oh, that's cool. And then you can ride him around. That's actually very cool. Alright, that should be everything. Yoink. Almost done. Oh, I didn't even notice it went off over here. Cool. We'll be able to have a little stream head out of this. Yeah, we'll just leave that. Kind of gets the point across of what I was trying to do. And clear. Now we have a little pond. And you know what? I like it. I think it does add a little bit to the area. We'll be able to put some greenery in the back there. Maybe I'll throw some vines randomly on here, see how they spread. That's cool. That sounds pretty dope, though. I'm very jealous. Ooh. This is the downside to a project like this. You don't feel you've gotten a lot done, but when you think back on it, you know, the amount of area you fill and kind of get done with, it adds a good amount of stuff. Oop, I am literally standing on my bed right now. Definitely not sleeping. There we go. But yeah, we got a really good amount of the cliffs done today. I'm very happy with that. Oh, this looks so much better. It is weird, the light in the water there. But it gets the job done. Nice. Hey, well, that's still pretty cool, though. Especially with the detail behind it, you know. It's a cool idea. It's Dungeon Master thinking right there. D&D, it's tabletop. Alright, let's finish off to this little corner. Do that. There we go, that's this side done. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, that's some creative thinking on that, though. I respect that. Putting lore behind something is honestly one of the harder things to do in relation to, you know, creative world and creative stuff. You know, not just it's a thing, but why? You know, why is it a thing? What does it do? Why does it do? You know, that kind of stuff. Kind of want to go and take a look at this place as a whole. I don't know the best spot to do it, though. It's like way out in the middle of the water, it feels. Would be the better spot to view all of this. Let's try the top of this guy, see if it does anything good. Nah, I want to view it from over there. Let's go take a look. Before we wrap up, I want to go and take a look. I've been trying really hard not to do it just all the time. So, as you can tell, because I don't actually have a spot where I'm like, yeah, I can just go here. Oh, that's wild. Glub, glub. Where's going to be our good view? Yeah, well, obviously we don't see the work that we just did. But I think this will be a pretty good spot to take a look. Let's go up 16. See if that's good enough. Oh. I like. Obviously, we got to do a bunch with this right side here, obviously, because we don't really have anything here. Inside or outside. Outside is probably just going to be kind of wild. I think that's my plan. I'm just going to kind of, you know, tree bush, you know, all that kind of stuff over here. Seeing all that over there, though, very happy. But this is pretty cool. Yeah, as we're adding in more and more detail, because even just having the loose grass there is pretty nice. I'm very much looking forward to it. Yeah. All right, weird. I'll have to check out their channel, see if it's something I'll watch. I do like lore, you know, concepts, ideas. So we'll have to look into it. I do like having the trees in the background. So yeah, I definitely think once we add some more trees in, this will start looking a lot more fuller. I got to do something with this. I don't 100% like it, but I don't 100% hate it. So definitely something for future me to deal with. I just noticed something that was incorrect and I need to fix it, because otherwise I will forget about it. Because again, different viewing angles help a lot. I'm going to drop that one down, because if I remember correctly, yeah, that goes to there. That one I knew about. This one looks like I dug the stone out but didn't have any dirt. And there we go. I'm very happy with it. We did a large amount of our cliffs over here. Yoink. I like it. I'm pretty happy with it. That's a little entrance, so we'll have to play around with that. Clean it up at some point. Honestly, I'm very happy with this. I think the whole thing's coming along nicely. I think I'm just going to bring it to here and end it. And then if we do other stuff in those woods, we can... Hey, excuse me, sir. I was talking. If we do other stuff over that way, we'll change it up as we go. But yeah, I honestly think this is a good spot to wrap it up. Because as I said, I got some stuff, so I got to go take care of today. This will be it for content on the channel until next weekend. So we'll get some stuff out for you then. But as always, I want to thank you for stopping in. I hope you did enjoy. And I hope you all have a nice night, day, morning, evening, whatever it is, or wherever you are. It's been Defense. I hope to see you again soon. Peace.